Mastering office productivity, boost your focus. Hey, who couldn't use a little boost in the productivity department? Whether you're running a team, leading a company, or striving to excel in your own zone of genius, we all crave that feeling of flow, you know? That magical state where we're firing on all cylinders, crushing our goals, and feeling totally unstoppable. But let's face it, the modern workplace can feel like a minefield of distractions, right? From endless emails and notifications to unexpected fire drills and the siren song of social media, it often feels like our attention is being pulled in a million different directions. And when we're constantly bombarded with distractions, it's no wonder we struggle to stay focused and productive. That's why in this video, we're diving deep into the heart of office productivity. We're not just talking about checking off to-do lists, although that feels pretty darn good. We're talking about creating a work environment where you and your team can truly thrive. Get ready to unlock the secrets to minimizing distractions, maximizing your focus, and creating a workplace that hums with efficiency. Are you ready to make it happen? Let's go. Okay, let's talk about distractions, those sneaky little productivity vampires that suck the life out of our workday. And you know what? Distractions aren't just about noisy coworkers or that irresistible urge to check Instagram. They come in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes they disguise themselves as things we think are important, like constantly checking our inboxes or saying yes to every meeting invite. But here's the thing. Every time we get pulled away from the task at hand, it takes a surprising amount of time and energy to get back into that flow state. So, the first step to reclaiming your productivity is to identify your personal productivity thieves. What are those things that consistently derail your focus? Is it social media, email notifications, the clutter on your desk? Or maybe it's that chatty coworker who always seems to stop by at the worst possible moment? Once you've identified your distractions, it's time to eliminate them with some ninja-like focus strategies. And no, I'm not suggesting you build a fortress of solitude in the office, although tempting, right? Start with small changes. If social media is your weakness, try using apps like Freedom or Cold Turkey to temporarily block those sites during your peak work hours. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Remember, even small steps can make a huge difference when it comes to reclaiming your focus and boosting your productivity. Now, let's talk about communication because let's be honest, it can be both a blessing and a curse, right? I mean, we need to stay connected, but constant emails, messages, and phone calls can make it feel like we're always on call. So, how do we strike that perfect balance? It's all about setting boundaries and creating some communication ground rules. First up, let's tackle email, that ever-present source of potential distraction. Instead of living in your inbox, designate specific times throughout the day to check and respond to emails. Maybe it's first thing in the morning, after lunch, and then again before you wrap up for the day. The key here is to create those uninterrupted blocks of time where you can really dive deep into your most important work without the temptation to constantly hit refresh on your inbox. And the same goes for phone calls. If you're working on something that requires your full attention, don't be afraid to silence your phone or set it to Do Not Disturb. You can even record a personalized voicemail message letting callers know when you'll be available to return their calls. Remember, it's all about setting those healthy boundaries and creating a communication style that works for you and your team. Let's be honest, meetings have a bit of a bad reputation and sometimes they totally deserve it. I mean, who hasn't sat through a meeting that felt like a total waste of time? But here's the thing, meetings don't have to be productivity black holes. In fact, when done right, they can be incredibly valuable for collaboration, decision-making, and keeping everyone on the same page. The secret sauce? Structure, my friends. Just like with everything else in life, a little planning goes a long way. First, make sure every meeting has a clear purpose and a well-defined agenda. What are the key topics you need to cover? What are the desired outcomes? And don't be afraid to be selective about who needs to be there. The fewer people in the meeting, the more focused and productive it will be. Next, set a clear start and end time, and stick to it like glue. And for those who love to ramble, assign a timekeeper to keep things moving along. Finally, make sure everyone knows their role in the meeting. Who's responsible for taking notes? Who's going to follow up on action items? Remember, when it comes to meetings, clarity is queen. Chapter 4. Task Management. Now let's dive into the wonderful world of task management, because let's face it, juggling multiple projects and deadlines can feel like trying to tame a wild octopus. But here's the good news, it doesn't have to be that way. With the right tools and strategies, you can go from feeling overwhelmed to feeling like a productivity ninja. First up, find a task management system that works for you and your team and stick with it. There are tons of great options out there, from digital platforms like Asana, Trello, and Monday.com to good old-fashioned pen and paper. The key is to choose a system that allows you to easily track your tasks, deadlines, and progress. Next, break down large projects into smaller, more manageable tasks. This not only makes the work feel less daunting, but it also gives you a sense of accomplishment as you check those smaller tasks off your list. Prioritize those tasks based on their importance and urgency. What absolutely needs to get done today? What can wait until tomorrow? And what can you delegate to someone else? And finally, don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Remember, you don't have to do it all alone. Chapter 5. Team Collaboration. Now let's talk about teamwork, because at the end of the day, productivity isn't just about individual effort. It's about working together effectively to achieve shared goals. And in today's world, where remote work and hybrid teams are becoming increasingly common, having the right tools and strategies for seamless collaboration is more important than ever. First up, make sure everyone on your team has access to the same information and resources. Whether it's shared documents, project management boards, or communication channels, transparency is key. Next, encourage open and honest communication. Create a safe space where team members feel comfortable sharing ideas, asking questions, and raising concerns. And don't forget about the power of regular check-ins. Whether it's a quick daily huddle or a weekly team meeting, these check-ins provide a dedicated time to discuss progress, address roadblocks, and stay aligned. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work, but only when everyone feels heard, valued, and empowered to contribute their best work. Chapter 6. Technology Training. Let's be honest, technology can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it's given us incredible tools to connect, collaborate, and streamline our work. But on the other hand, it can also be a major source of distraction and frustration, especially when we're constantly bombarded with notifications or struggling to keep up with the latest software updates. So how do we make sure technology is working for us, not against us? It's all about being intentional with our tech habits and making sure our teams have the training and support they need to use technology effectively. First, encourage your team to be mindful of their technology use. Set boundaries around email and social media, and encourage everyone to disconnect from work-related technology outside of work hours. Next, make sure everyone has access to the training and resources they need to use the technology effectively. Whether it's online tutorials, in-person workshops, or simply having a designated tech guru on the team, a little investment in training can go a long way in preventing tech-related headaches down the road. And finally, don't be afraid to experiment with new tools and technologies that can help your team work smarter, not harder. There are tons of amazing productivity apps and software programs out there, so find what works best for your team and embrace the power of technology to enhance your productivity, not hinder it. So there you have it, my friends, our 6-step roadmap to mastering office productivity and unlocking your team's true potential. Remember, creating a workplace that hums with efficiency and focus isn't about magic. It's about making conscious choices, implementing smart strategies, and fostering a culture that values both individual and collective productivity. By minimizing distractions, streamlining communication, and embracing technology as a tool for empowerment, you can create a work environment where everyone feels energized, engaged, and ready to do their best work. And remember, this is a journey, not a destination. Building a more productive workplace is an ongoing process of experimentation, adaptation, and continuous improvement. So be patient with yourself and your team, celebrate the small wins along the way, and never stop looking for ways to elevate your productivity game. If this video lit a fire under you to create a more productive and fulfilling work life, hit that like button and share it with your colleagues, friends, and anyone who deserves a little boost in their workday. And don't forget to subscribe to the Garibus channel for more inspiring content on leadership, teamwork, and personal growth. Until next time, stay focused, stay driven, and keep making those dreams a reality.